I just happened to see a bubble floating up. Oh, all right. That is just bizarre. There we go. Look at this stuff. There's just a layer of this weird yellow oil on there, and it smells really weird. Funny enough, the auto-dimming side view mirror on my 2003 Chevrolet Suburban just went kaput. It seemed like it happened overnight. This thing was functioning and operating perfectly, and then one day I got in and I'm like, what in the world is wrong with the mirror? It had this weird yellow tinge to it, and at night when I'm driving, the visibility on this thing is horrible. It's got like a double image and it's dark in some areas. It's not really usable, so I have to fix this. The only problem with that, to replace this auto-dimming mirror, is a couple $100. Something I'm totally not willing to do. So I'm gonna try something today because I noticed something really, really interesting. What I'm gonna try is to take this thing apart. The other day when I noticed there was a problem here, I was looking closely and I just happened to see a bubble floating up through the glass. Now, how in the world do you get a bubble floating up through the glass? Well, let me show you. I pushed the mirror in here, and you can look right down here on this ledge, and you can see what looks to be some kind of oily substance. And you can also see that same staining here on the glass. So from my understanding, the way this auto-dimming works is it's actually a piece of clear glass layered on top of the actual mirror, and in between those two, there's some sort of oil that activates and dims down this mirror when there's light to the sensor. So my goal here today is to take this mirror apart, remove that top layer of glass, clean the oil, thereby removing the ability to auto-dim, leave that top layer of glass off, put it all back together, and I'm left with my original factory higher quality mirror, just minus the auto-dimming. That's the goal. So with this out, the first thing I'm gonna do is spray some WD-40 back here, just so when I try to pop this mirror off, it kind of helps it all come apart. Looking down inside of here, I feel like I can just pry this off. Let's see what happens. Please don't break. Oh, all right. That was easier than I thought. Perfect. Look at that. We've got a couple electrical connections there, but it looks like the entire mirror is actually pressed on and held with all these clips right here in the center. That's good to know. You can also see where they hold on to, which is just this circular piece here, and it's got a couple of motors inside, and that's how this thing's able to swivel around. But wow, that actually was really easy to take apart. I do recommend spraying some sort of lubrication in there, because I think that's why that was so easy. In order to remove these electrical connectors, it looks like they might just pull right off. Yep, there's one, and there is two. Now, I'm not sure which ones are for what, so I might want to mark this one. Let me do that. And I'll just put a mark on this one, as well as, I guess, just knowing where it goes, but I'll just mark up this contact as well. I just want to make sure these things go back together the way they're supposed to. Okay, yeah. A little more difficult, but that just pulled right out. So our panel is now removed. Let's take it over to the bench. Well, I'm trying to inspect this mirror to see where it failed and how it failed, and I noticed something. Flipping it over and looking at the bottom right here, well, it looks melted. So to me, that is a perfect sign that this is right where this thing failed. Something must have shorted out, melted, leaked some of the oil out, and everything just got messed up from there. So the trick now is going to be to get this bezel apart so that I can hopefully separate the two pieces of glass. I grabbed a few of my nylon pry tools, and I do have eye protection on just in case. I don't want a rogue piece of glass breaking and flying into my eye or something weird like that. So it looks like right here we might be able to start the process of separation. There's a little tab here. There's also another one down here on this side. Oh yes, all right, we're making progress here. Worst thing would be to break. Ooh, wow. You guys seeing that? Look at the oil here. Take a look at that right there. Watch this oil line as I move this glass. There we go, look at that. Who knew that side view mirrors needed an oil change? That is just bizarre. Whoa. Come on, please don't break. There we go. I had no idea this was how this worked. No idea. Talk about blinker fluid. What about your mirror oil? Well, I was able to finally get this bezel off, and what's super interesting is this bottom area that I showed you before. It is like melted or something, but like really, really soft. And I almost wonder if this oil somehow is causing this plastic to just like melt just because the oil is on it. I don't know what kind of oil that is. That's why I'm wearing gloves, because all of this plastic is sticky and really just soft. I mean, I can move it and probably tear it with my fingers. And now I'm going to try to get, there we go. Wow, look at that. We just separated. There is some kind of electrical connection here. Oh wow, this stuff smells weird too. Wow, look at this stuff. It is like covered. There's just a layer of this weird yellow oil on there, and it smells really weird. That is so crazy. So this right here is the actual mirror that I'm going to be cleaning off and reinstalling. And if you can see right down here, there is a brown wire that's connected to this piece of glass and obviously activated this oil. Is that bizarre? Wow. Okay, let's try to touch this stuff and see what happens. Wow. All right, I'm going to start by cleaning this off just with a paper towel, shop rag. Hopefully this will just kind of soak it up, which it does look like it's doing. Okay, now looking at the back here, you can see where this brown wire was coming from. It's coming from this. So I'm assuming I can simply just clip this wire off. Why not? Just clip it off right in here. We now have our piece of glass. And I've been working on trying to clean this oil off just with a paper towel. And you can see it's pretty smudgy. So I'm gonna go ahead and use some sort of product. And to start, I think I'll just use some simple green. And I'll just go ahead and try to wipe this off. I'm hoping that the soap helps to break up this oil. It looks like it's doing a great job. All right, now I'm gonna use some glass cleaner. Well, this is looking really, really clean, really crystal clear, and there's no distortion. This is a factory mirror. I think I'm going to attempt to put the bezel back on, and that way I can cover up some of this kind of adhesive that's around the edges, because I think what's happening is as I'm wiping this thing clean, I'm pulling some of that adhesive back up onto the glass. So this bezel will work for now, but it's definitely going to have to be replaced. All right, well, everything is now back together. I'll reconnect my electrical connections here. And this plug did two things. It did the auto dimming with the brown and black wires here, but the green and yellow, that green and yellow controls the LED turn signal here. And then I'll hook up these two heater leads. And those should be good to go. And with those wires connected, I should be able to just push this thing right back into place. And I think that's it. Good to go. Well, all right, guys, here is a view of the mirror from the driver's seat. And I don't know if you can tell, but this is absolutely crystal clear. Far exceeded my expectations. I am so stoked right now. With just a little bit of time and effort, I was able to completely revitalize this mirror back to even better than it was before, because now we don't have an extra layer of glass over it with oil in between. So this mirror is actually clearer than it's ever been. So that's pretty cool. We still have full function of the motors and everything, and heat. So at this point, I have made my vehicle safe again. I can now feel confident in having my wife drive this and be able to see out of the side view mirror. It was bad, especially at night. And I guess my final thought here is, if you have a vehicle with auto dimming side view mirrors, and they've gone yellow or blue or whatever color they've gone, they don't work anymore, look a little closer. You may be able to do what I just did and save the factory mirror. I'm stoked about this because now I don't have to worry about finding some aftermarket mirror. that's not anywhere near as high quality as this one is. Well, I do hope you enjoyed this one as much as I enjoyed making it. If you did, please don't forget to hit that thumbs up. It really helps this video and the channel. And if you've watched this far and you're not a subscriber, consider subscribing. And with that being said, I'm Jimmy for One Road, and I will see you in the next one.